Hey, what's up? It's your girl Tamara, aka Girl from Harlem.
What's up, everybody? This is Ray Daniels, the culture referee. Let's get it.
What's the name of our show? I like when you say it.
Oh, the name of our show is called The God Show, and God stands for the goats and the underdogs. We talk about, the world and how we see the world and our viewpoint. Let's get it.
All right, so you're from Atlanta a little bit, a lot of it.
A lot of it.
Okay. A guy was arrested the other day because he called the police on McDonald's because they served him cold fries. So, my question is, where do we draw the line without anger and, dealing with that and kind of scaling back and being realistic about what we're dealing with in our daily day-to-day lives?
Well, for me, I would say that it's hard for me to speak on something like that because that wouldn't happen to me.
Why wouldn't it happen to you?
Because I have emotional intelligence. I feel a lot of people don't have emotional intelligence. I feel like they, think about it. You're in trouble, but you feel like you murdered someone, they say, allegedly, and you're so frustrated that the fries are cold that you call the police. That's emotional. That's a lack of emotional intelligence. I'm very emotional intelligent. I don't make decisions based on how I feel. I make decisions based on what it is. So I feel like a lot of the times in our community, we believe that since we feel something, we're validated. Feelings don't validate you. Facts do. So he should have thought to himself, is this fries worth me having the police run a check on me? And he would probably he'd probably still be on the run. So that's what I would say.
How do you gain emotional intelligence?
I think life teaches it to you. I learned emotional intelligence because where we come from the hood, at least I do, right? And we come from the hood, you're taught to react certain ways. I'm not just saying, you might say you're not from the hood.
No, I am.
I'm just saying, but your mom might beg to differ.
I was culturally diverse.
Your mom might beg to differ, but I feel like when you're from the hood, you're taught to handle things only the way you know how. So as I was coming up in the music business, I would handle things the way a hood person would, and I realized that it was bad for my business. So I had to develop emotional intelligence if I wanted to survive my business, and that's what I've done. So emotional intelligence.
I agree with you. When I went to college, I was so bad. My freshman year, I was bad because I thought when you go into a new environment, you gotta be bad. You gotta prove yourself. You gotta show your ass, for lack of better words. And I was up there trying to fight the whole campus and they were looking at me like I was a crazy child because they weren't used to that. And I just thought the whole world was set up like that. No matter where you were at, the first thing you gotta do is beat up the biggest person in the room. And I quickly learned that is not how the rest of the world works. That was a very Harlem thing to think. But that was my first time being exposed to other things outside from the hood's kind of way of survival. So yes, life does teach it to you.
So I feel like a lot of the times when you're from the hood, you're taught to handle things the way you handle it, but that's not how the real world works.
Yeah, and
you have to have emotional intelligence to survive in the real world or to thrive in the real world. You got to have emotional intelligence. So yeah, that's what I would say.
Well, just going back off of that, speaking of colleges, HBCUs are actually going to have their sporting events broadcasted this upcoming year, the 2022-2023 year. So what do you think that is going to change for the HBCU culture and Black sporting culture?
I think the reason why the other colleges have the advantage over the HBCUs is because they give you TV exposure. So if HBCUs get TV exposure, then they level in the playing field.
Hold on. I want to give you some numbers so you could understand how good this is. So it's going to be on 12 major U.S. TV markets, including 70% of Black households and 60% of homes overall.
Listen, here's the thing I will say. If they're going to air them shits on TV, it better not be on BET. It needs to be on ESPN or Fox.
I believe ESPN is one of the people
cool.
that...
Don't put the Black colleges on Black TV, Black BET. That's a disservice to us. Nah, put us on the main stage and let us get our shine.
Yes, definitely put us on the main stage. So, speaking of the main stage, Nicki Minaj newest song, I want to make sure I say it right because don't play with the barbs. Super Freaky Girl debuted at #1.
Fire. Shout out to Dr. Luke. Malibu Baby and Lunch Money. I have some people that I'm really cool with on that produced that song.
I have seen some Nicki Minaj packs all over your office. What other songs have you?
We did Only for Nicki, her, Drake, Chris Brown, and Wayne. We did that record. We did The Night Is Still Young, and we did Trinity Them Girls.
Oh, excuse me, that's quite a catalog. But the reason why this is so special is because she was the first female rapper to be able to do this independently, to one debut at #1 and then to be solo on it, since Lauryn Hill's been able to do that. So
that's incredible.
Can I get some claps for the?
Damn, that shit long as hell.
The question is, why do you think it's been so long since a female rapper has been able to debut at #1, being that we do have so much influence in the rap game?
Nicki made a hit. A deliberate hit. I would say that first of all. Nicki is the biggest female rapper of all time, yes. Also, which works to her favor. And she's on an incredible label who knows how to get busy. So I think I think we focus too much on #1s when #1s is a lot of it is just, the right time, right place, right moment type situation. Like I remember when it was a certain record that we was trying to get #1 when I was working at a label, and I was like, you think we're gonna get #1? And the radio guy said, well, Drake is out there. So, if Drake is out there, if it's hard to get a #1 on radio. And, he had a big record out at the time. So he was just like, we could try, but, Drake is out there. So sometimes it's just timing, and Nicki is one of the monsters out here. So she drops a great record. Boom, there it is.
Who do you think will be the next female rapper to be able to do something like that?
I think we got a lot of them. Cardi B is huge. Cardi B is like right under Nicki. She just doesn't have the history Nicki has.
Shout out to New York.
Cardi has one album. Nicki just has like 4 or 5. But this is my point. Nicki has more time on her. She has 10 years over Cardi. But Cardi caught up really quick as far as like numbers and impact. And she got some hits on her too. I don't know. It's hard I will say this. It's hard for females to make hit records because when a male makes a hit record, it usually hits the male and female base, right? So if Drake makes a record, guys can sing it and girls will sing it too. But when it's a female rapper, like, I never sung WAP.
Yeah, I don't see you singing WAP.
I'm a man. I wouldn't sing WAP. You know what I'm saying? So it kind of limits. So some of the female rap to me limits the audience based on the subject matter.
But I know what you would sing.
What?
FNF.
Yeah, but that song works because as a man, I can be fuck nigga free too. Like I don't want no fuck niggas around me. And as a woman, you can say it. That's why that song works. So a lot of the time, female rap is limited to just the subject matter. Like I'm never gonna sing Megan Thee Stallion's single. I'm she, her. I'm never gonna sing that. Never. It wasn't made for me. Cool, my daughter sing it, but I'm not gonna sing it. So she already eliminated half the population when she dropped that song. Does it get to #1? I don't know. Because she eliminated half the population with the lyrical, what the song was talking about lyrically. We gotta think about that when we making songs. By the way, I don't know if you can hear me talk, but I'm a master song maker. Like, I'm a master at this shit. So just so you can hear me. This ain't no regular podcast like while I'm talking out my mouth. Like,
tell the people like some of the big. No, we're not gonna do that.
No, I'm not gonna do
they
that.
gotta find out.
No, it's not that. It's just who cares? Like I'm speaking of what I am, and the results of what I've done in life is based on what I am. I think a lot of people that get caught up in the results and the numbers are the people that feel like that defines them. I am defined by myself, and the results of who I am is how, we determine how far it is. But, I got some heavy shit under my belt.
I bet you do. Rolling Stones crowned Harry Styles the new king of pop, and Michael Jackson's nephew went crazy.
That's whack.
The nephew part or Rolling Stones
Rolling
part?
Stone, that's whack. That's whack. There will never be another king of the South. T.I. took the name. There will never be another king of pop. Mike took the name. You got to find another name. It's that simple.
I agree.
Like that to me is like, what the come on, man. Like when you get a moniker like Queen Bee, that's your moniker. Like They can't take that from you. So I don't care if Rolling Stone said it, if any magazine said it. We all know, and probably including Harry Styles, that Michael Jackson is the king of pop. Mind you, Michael Jackson announced he was the king of pop. No magazine said it for him. That's another thing. I don't think someone can crown you something. I think you crown yourself. That's my opinion. Michael Jackson sent out a press release. I am going to be referred to as the king of pop. T.I. came out and said, I am the king of the South.
Lil Wayne said he was the best
rapper alive. That's how you do it. Like, who cares? I don't think Harry Styles will say he's the king of pop. He probably admit Michael Jackson is. Michael Jackson is the king of pop by far. And Prince owns the color purple.
Oh, we spoke about Prince earlier. Well, not you, before you came in the room. Little Baby's dropping a documentary tomorrow. We tried to get tickets and our phones crashed, and so did the website. So people really want to see it. Do you think that this is like a good move? Is it too early in his career for him to be kind of documentary?
Nah, content is king. Content gives context. I stress that to people. Put content out around your music because it gives your music and you context. Context is how we buy into someone. We need context, right? It's like, I need context. So to me, I feel like Lil Baby should release a documentary every time he releases an album. Like, why not? Like, content and music are not separate. Content is what's pushing the music. Like, it's just called content. It's like movies push music. Like, you think I Will Always Love You would have been as big without The Bodyguard? Like, and let's be clear, The Bodyguard wasn't the greatest movie, but it was connected to a great song, right? So, you know, I think artists should do more documentaries on themselves. I think it's necessary, man. I think especially somebody like Lil Baby, I think young black people we're celebrated, but we're also misunderstood. So sometimes they judge rappers for who they are, but you don't even know where the fuck they came from, right? It's like, tell the origin story. I tell everybody to do that. Tell your origin story so people can know who you are and why you are the way you are, rather than just judging you for that.
I think that it's good to kind of take control of the narrative and be able to tell your own story from your point of view while you're alive. Because the Elvis documentary that we all went to go see together, not documentary, right? The movie. Completely different point of view than anything I've ever seen. So I thought that it was like,
they gave you context on Elvis. I had a friend of mine hit me like, man, Elvis was the greatest white boy alive, man. He fucked with us like da. And it's like, because the movie told you that story.
That's exactly what it
We
did.
believe what we believe based on the stories we've told. Content tells your stories. Documentary tells your story. I think all artists should tell their story. They want to just be artists. No, tell the origin story. Like we know Superman's origin story. Like we know Iron Man's origin story. Tell your origin story. That's important.
What was your favorite soundtrack like to a movie of all time? Like who had the best soundtrack?
Man, see, she got to stop doing this where she just puts me on the spot.
Because I'm gonna
say something wrong. It's probably not correct. But the first two that pops in my head is Boomerang and Above the Rim.
I was like in that era. I did Waiting to Exhale.
And Waiting to Exhale, see what I'm saying? But see, you had a chance to think about it, so you saw she put me on blast. She had a chance to think about it, so now it's like, nah. But I would say Boomerang and Above the Rim. Above the Rim soundtrack.
I want a red flag because I did not have a chance. I thought about that as we spoke, so we're both on the spot with that one. I didn't have that written down actually, but I think like Waiting to Exhale, every song on it, and I was young and I was jamming to that, like no skips. So that's why I go with that. But anyway, yeah, so that was both off the top for both of us. Anywho.
Yeah, Waiting to Exhale. That was a good one though. That had Not Gonna Cry, Shoot.
Shoot.
Yep. Yeah, it was a good one.
Good stuff.
American Gangster.
Fire.
Fire.
Now.
Say hello to the bad guy. Let's go.
Adidas CEO is stepping down next year. Who do you think should step up? Or do you think it's time for a person of color to have that title?
Yes, I'm so tired of black divisions.
Oh my God, that is such a good point. Like, stop
so
giving us this little sector.
Yeah, stop saying, like, because black division means that we're still under the big white division.
Oh, yes.
I'm tired of that. So, and we're all the same. And here's the crazy part. Their kids don't separate. They don't separate like that. I don't know. I hate that. So if they're gonna give a person of color the shot, give a person of color the shot. Don't have Adidas and then say, we want it all. Like, we deserve it all. Fuck that.
It's a good point. I know you can help me with this name because I don't want to say it wrong. Lena Waithe.
Lena Waithe.
Lena Waithe and Hillman Grant are starting a new label. And they really want to sign artists that can tie generations together. Something that feels nostalgic, but also modern. What do you think about that?
Sounds like a movies. Sounds like a movies. She understands it. She gets it. I wish the music business was as smart as Hollywood.
What do you mean? Tell me a little bit more.
Well, Hollywood, in order to be successful there, you got to be skilled. In the music business, you just kind of got to know somebody or have a little bit of talent and you the shit, you know. Like the music business, you know, I don't want to down us because it's us, but I always say this, like Hollywood is like full of like really intelligent people who have a respect for what they do, a respect for each other, a respect for, you know, the craft, and have probably went to school for it, something. And music is like, I just woke up and started rapping and here's my manager and here's my lawyer. And it's like, bruh, like, I just wish that we were more intelligent in Hollywood. I wish that.
I think that Hollywood's more intricate too. Like they plan everything out. They're more intentional.
They are. They tell the right stories. They give everyone voices. So with someone like Lena Waithe saying that, it's like, it sounds like her movies. So, you know, let's see how successful she is when she realizes that she's stepping down from college to high school. She's got to start telling people what they're doing. And I'm saying that as somebody in the music business, by the way.
So just in closing, I just want to talk about, because this just wrapping up, going from the Hollywood to music. So Lil Pump went to China this weekend and nobody knew who he was.
Shout out to Dooney.
And he was really upset that nobody paid him any mind.
So what?
It's like but it's a humbling experience. And I think that our culture is kind of obsessed with humbling people, but it's like, you're not as big as you think you are. Like you're pretty cool. Like I think Miami or wherever he be at. I can't name one Lil Pump song.
Gucci Gang.
Oh, that's the only one I got.
I love it. You're such a I love it. Well, him and Kanye, and they had the huge shoulders.
I remember the video.
Yeah, that song. Shout out to Dooney. He signed to my boy Dooney.
But yeah, his feelings was hurt. So I think like sometimes
I keep saying, fuck your feelings. I don't care about your feelings. No one does. I feel, as soon as someone walking around and say, let me tell you how I feel. Everybody just left.
That's when they
right after, can I tell you how I feel? You know what I mean? So nobody cares about how Lil Pump feels. He was mad. Well, shit. Hey, so what? It's some people. It's somebody right now that woke up in the ghetto that's mad that they're broke. That's mad that they broke. At one point in my life, that was me. I did something about it. If you're mad that the people don't know you, do something about it.
Amen.
Getting mad is a wasted emotion.
Okay.
Being mad about something is a wasted emotion.
Last thing, because I always say last thing, but for real. Chris Brown's meet and greet pictures have been going viral, of course, and Meg Thee Stallion has kind of been doing the same thing. So Chris Brown came out and said that he set the tone for artists to give a fuck about fans again.
Shout out to Chris Brown. He's the most talented human being probably alive. Shout out to him.
No.
Okay, go ahead.
Kanye or Chris Brown?
I said probably.
Now it's...
Notice I said he is probably. Notice I said that. I think that in some worlds, Kanye is. It's him or Chris Brown are the most talented artists alive to me. But that's on any given Sunday. When you see Chris Brown on stage doing a backflip, then going to the nae and then sing, it's like, how many humans can do that? And then when you see Kanye do what he do, it's like, how many humans could do that? So it's kind of like, it's kind of like the Lakers versus Celtics. At any given, we don't know who's going to win, but we know they're going to be in the top.
That's a really good comparison.
Yeah, they the best. Chris, so what you were saying?
Did Chris Brown make it cool for fans to kind of care, for rappers and artists to care about their fans again?
Chris Brown is a trendsetter. And we are not going to appreciate how great he is until it's not too late. Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, Chris Brown is a trendsetter. This kid been famous 20 years, has been through everything he has. So whatever he does, I think it should be a trend. He was the first R&B singer. He was really the first R&B singer to bring rap into the fold.
What song are you referring to?
I mean, all the shit. Like when he did Look at Me Now. Like he was the first rapper. He was the first R&B singer to just rap on a song and not explain himself.
That was the first song I ever strode to in college.
When he did Loyal, These Hoes Ain't Loyal. Like he was rapping. Just got rich, took a broke nigga bitch. Like he is the GOAT. So period. So he's gonna always be a trendsetter, and he's gonna always be frustrated because the person that starts a trend always is overlooked once people take on it. I just wish Chris didn't say it.
That he was a GOAT?
No, that he set the trend for.
Oh.
I wish he didn't say it.
Let
Let the people say it. In that case, let the people say it. You know, in the case of like, I'm this, give yourself a title, control your narrative, but let the people say Chris was first. Everybody know he was first.
But even in looking at Chris Brown's story, he went from like underdog to GOAT to back to underdog to back to GOAT kind of status. How do you even scale that type of journey of going from GOAT to underdog?
There's a saying, hopefully you hang around long enough. Hopefully you're alive long enough to be the villain.
Yes.
Like, you know, we tend to cherish the people who died early, but they just have enough time to become the villain in someone else's story. Like Martin Luther King didn't get a chance to become a villain. You know what I mean? So, no, I'm just being honest.
I said he would have been one now.
I'm saying but you never know. Like, I mean, if Bill Cosby, something happened to him in the 90s, he would have died one of the greatest human beings on earth. But he was alive long enough where they came for him. Same with R. Kelly. If he would have died 10 years ago, 7, 8 years ago, it would have been like one of the greatest R&B singers died. Now he's shamed. So to me, people love building you up to break you down. It's so rare that you're loved your whole career. You have to get used to it. Like some days when I'm frustrated, I remind myself that people slept on Frank Sinatra. It's Frank Sinatra. I tell myself that. So it's like, who the fuck am I to think that they can't sleep on me? So Chris Brown is one of the greats. And, you know, shit, Michael Jackson is the king of pop, and they still found a way to make him a villain. So I would say to Chris Brown, he's one of the greats. Fuck people. The minute that you stop giving a fuck what people think and what people feel, people change, bro. Mm-hmm. People change. I've had people say behind my back to people, Ray is the worst. I remember one guy in particular hit Teron and Timothy and was like, if y'all would just fire and hit Ray, y'all would be big as fuck. And then a year and a half, 2 years later, you know, we was up, and then he hit me for advice. And I just screenshot and sent it to Teron. And Teron was like, man, you should curse him out. I'm like, bro, that's people. You know who are the greats? The people that can't be swayed. The people who don't care what the world feels. Those are the greats. The motherfucker that don't care what the narrative is.
That's what made Elvis good.
I don't care what they say about Bill Cosby. He's a fucking hero. He did wrong, but that doesn't negate what he did. Sure, and that's just me being honest. I mean, I'm not trying to be a dick. Like, I'm not, dog, I'm from the hood. Well,
Speak your truth.
No, real talk. I'm from the ghetto. We grew up looking up to drug dealers. That's fucked up. It's not cool, but that's our reality. So because we don't see them as bad people. We understand why they are what they are. Now, I don't understand why Bill was doing the fuck he was doing. Who knows? I don't know that. I don't. But guess what? That's not for me to make the decision on. That's not for me to judge. But he is a fucking hero. He is a fucking hero. He is not a complete villain. He's been a hero in some people's story. That's just me being honest. The world might hate me for saying that, but fuck that. Bro, he's a hero to some people.
Somebody gotta say it.
Bro, I hated Michael Jordan when I was a kid. He was a villain in my New York Knicks movie.
That's why I hated Kobe my whole life.
Exactly. Then when Kobe got older, we started appreciating him.
I still had a little beef with him for a while because I was an AI fan growing up. So like I had... Anyway, one time we were all out watching one of the people that work with us perform, and we ran into one of your old bosses that actually fired you.
I won't call him my boss. But
oh,
okay.
well, excuse me.
Go ahead.
And you were just so humble in it and like didn't really have much of a reaction because I would have been like, look at me now type vibes. And you were just the coolest dude in the room still. The journey will humble you. The journey humbles me. Everybody in the music business, in the entertainment business, and in life is one great decision away from being on top and one bad decision from falling to the ground. So I treat people the same whether I'm up or down because I think I'm making the right decisions, but they might not always be that. So I just give people grace because that guy that you looking at, laughing at right now could be down today, but shit, tomorrow he could be up. And when he up, he gonna remember who treated him like shit and who didn't. Everybody remember who did him dirty in life. Everybody got that person on the list that like, I'm gonna get his ass. I don't have that. If anything, I feel bad for you. That dude is like, oh, that shit was old. That dude is where he is in life. I just want him to be happy and have a family and be happy with his family. Like, I don't care about him firing me was the greatest thing that happened to me because it made me who I am. That's fucked up if I was angry at it, that means I don't like who I am.
I like who I am. That's why I can't be mad
it's
at
like
nobody
a
that did me
thank
good.
you.
It's just kind of like, I ain't gonna say
Not
thank you to you, but it's like, what's up, bro? How you doing? Hope life's good. Remember those days? Yeah, I do too. Life was good to me. I don't know what it was to you, but you know what it was. You go home and look at your life, and I go home and look at mine.
That's the importance of treating everybody right on the journey. No matter what they do to you, you don't want to burn bridges. Just keep pushing. So thank you for sitting down with me. You dropped a lot of good gems this time.
Let's get it. Shout out to the team. Let's go.